Guess what time it is? It's Dahlia time. I am so excited. This is like my favorite thing of the entire garden experience. It's my dahlias. I've been growing dahlias for like 4 or 5 years. Started with just one my mother got. I discovered them and I cannot get enough of them. I've lost quite a few through the winters when I leave them outside, so I bring them indoors now at least every couple years to divide them. So this strategy I really love, and the reason is I want to divide my dahlias so that I have multiple. I don't want to do the big clump in a pot because I want to have, if it has 5 tubers, I want all 5 tubers. So I do this strategy. It saves me a ton of time. I do have a video that shows this really in detail. I'll link it below, but I'm gonna go through it on this video so you see a little bit of what I do. And it works so well. So I think today is April 9th or 10th. I won't be planting these outside until June, mid-June probably, end of June. So I like to give them a head start because that way by the time it's time to plant, they have really nice developed roots. They're about yay high because I do pinch them indoors so that they're strong. And yeah, they just get a really good head start, and every year is so beautiful. I absolutely love this strategy and I stick with it because it works. So if you live in a cold zone and you don't get started until late to be able to plant them outdoors, then look at this video because it is really, really good to grow them this way. So I'm gonna get started by showing you a couple that I bought. I have one more coming, so I'll show you those. Start there and then I'll show you the process that I take to get them from dividing them to go ahead and putting them in the container. Right here are all my tubers that I place them, and you'll see it on that video, but I place them on this crate with paper, and they already have eyes starting to show, a little bit of growth, so it's time to get these going. So that's great because it means that they're alive and happy. So a lot of them already have that. I can tell a couple may have not made it. I ordered a couple of tuber. One is from Lily's Garden. It's a small business, and this is the Labyrinth two-tone. It's really pretty. I don't know if mine made it, so I wanted to get another dinner plate. And let's take a look, see how the tuber looks. Oh yeah, these, oh yeah, it already has a little eye right there. So these look great. I could probably get 2 out of this, but I only need 1. So that's the first one. And the other one, I got this. Let's see, these are from Longfield Gardens. I've ordered a lot of dahlias from Longfield Gardens and they're fine. Oh, this is the Peony Fascination. So it looks like a peony. Is that how you say it? P-E-O-N-Y. I'll put it on the screen. It's a little suspect because this is a whole cluster, and I'm hoping that it's not. I've never seen eyes cluster like that. I hope it's not something, that cauliflower sort of disease. I don't know if it's gall or what it is. This one, I don't even see an eye. So these don't look good at all. But, oh yeah, there's an eye here. So I could probably clean this one up and plant that. See how this is white? This is like 2 eyes there, and this also is a couple eyes. And this is like a cauliflower kind of look. So I just have to research that one. I'm not gonna put it with the rest of them because if it's some kind of disease, I don't want the other ones to get it. Maybe this one will be better. So this one is the Dahlia Colorette Kelsey Annie. I wanted a colorette really bad. Oh, this one is gorgeous. It has a nice growth there. It's already growing. The tubers look pretty nice. Oh yeah, this one also has an eye there. Yeah, these are nice. Lily's Garden, it has the Ultimate Growing Guide. Very nice, how to stake them, all the information here. Love it, beautiful brochure with really nice pictures. So they both give you hard type of pamphlets that you can keep and have it handy. So I'm gonna start laying out all of my Dahlia tubers. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I can't. I did call Longfield Gardens because I've never had any issues with Longfield Gardens, and I did call them when I saw that pink stuff, that cauliflower. I've always heard that's gall. And I asked her and she said, yes, that's probably gall. And if one is infected, it's on the same soil, the other tuber is gonna be infected also. So the good thing is they have more of them. So they say they can send a replacement. They're really nice. So hopefully I can get the other ones. And I disinfected the counter, washed my hands. You really have to be careful when you get your tubers. This is the reason I don't buy tubers at the local big box stores, because they take a machine and they dig those tubers out all together, and then they start putting them in bags, you know, this big patch, and if one is infected, the other ones are gonna get infected. I'm glad that I caught it and I didn't put it on the box with my other tuber, because they would have gotten infected. The next day, and I ended up getting more tubers today, so I thought that I'd show you the ones I got. The first one is Triple Wren Farms, and it's a breakout Dahlia tuber. I had one of these and it died on me, but it's such a beautiful Dahlia. I'll put it on the screen. That is a gorgeous tuber. Oh, that looks so good. And they send this really pretty postcards. I just love them. Look at that. I love collecting these. I have them on my grow table in my grow room, but I'm gonna insert that one into the box. That's the good thing about the box, is that you can add more tubers in between and they'll do just fine. And then the other one is from Petals in Bloom Flower Farm. I've never ordered from them. Oh, these come so nice. They come in a bag like this with the label. Oh wow, that's a gorgeous tuber. I don't see an eye on it yet, but it is a really nice firm tuber, so we'll see about that one. That one was the Linda's Baby, and then Peaches and Cream. If you have a Dahlia, you gotta try this. This Dahlia is just stunning. That one has an eye right there. Really, oh, their tubers are really nice. And then the other one is Joey, or Joey, I don't know how to say it, Winnie. I'm so excited. And if I didn't say Longfield Farms, I talked to them, they were super nice, but they confirmed they already are shipping another one to replace it. Here is that one with a nice clear eye. So only one, Linda's Baby doesn't have an eye, but it will come out, it will be no problem. It looks nice and healthy. So Linda's Baby grows 4 to 6 inch blooms, and it's 3 to 4 feet tall. Peaches and Cream Dahlia, that one blooms 4 to 5 inch blooms, and it grows to 5 feet, so pretty tall. And then the Joey Winnie is 4 feet tall, and the blooms are 4 inches. I love that they have on the back everything, all the information that you could ever want to know about the Dahlias. Some of the things I'm going to use is some paper towels, a couple of sizes of pruners. Make sure they're clean, or clean them with some alcohol. This is another tool that is used to divide dahlias. I don't use it much, but I have it handy in case. And then I use Osmocote to start them indoors. So it's a slow release fertilizer, and it works really well for me. And then I'm gonna have some labels. I have these long labels with a garden pen, and the soil I'll go over as soon as I start filling the containers. I like to start by laying my dahlias down on a table because I want to examine them, make sure they don't have any diseases, see which ones are any good. So I just lay out a long piece of paper to go ahead and start laying down my dahlias. And then I have my container with all the dahlias in it. So I'm gonna start going through these. I'm gonna go ahead and lay them all out. Make sure they have a label that I have placed. So, and see which are any good and which are not. Make sure they don't have any with any virus on it. Let's put that one there. So I'll look one by one as I start going through them to divide them. Oh, that's pretty much dead. That's a terrible one. It did not make it. Some of them may not make it. This is a pom-pom soft pink. Oh, that's sad because that would have been a really pretty one. Beautiful. This one I think is a gunner. Electro pink. Yeah, I think this is a gunner. This is pretty much dry. I'm gonna carefully look to see if there are any eyes, and you can see that this one has a bunch of eyes. So I'm gonna go one by one and see, so I can probably get a bunch of different tubers. That one has an eye sprouting there already. This one is a 2 foot, this is a short one, so I may divide this in half to see if I can get 2 out of 1. This looks absolutely terrible. So this is probably gonna be a dud. Some of them like this are a little wrinkled, but they still will sprout. So I keep these. I'm gonna see what happens. That's the great thing when you do the big container, then you are able to put a bunch of them down and see which ones are sprouting and which ones are not. So I'm gonna go through a couple of examples, but that other video shows a ton of examples of different types of tubers. So I'll go through a couple now so you can see, and then we'll put them in the containers. I'm gonna do this one here because it's flat, so it's probably a lot easier to show. But I have a sprout here right there, so this tuber can get that little eye. This tuber can get this eye here, and if I want to divide this one, I can see there may be another eye that comes out. That may be a potential eye there. So I would have 3, and I could divide this one also. This may have been the mother tuber. See how it's darker, very thick, dark. That's probably the mother tuber that I want to get rid of it. So this is most beautiful pom-pom. It's a 5 foot tall one. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to take my thin perm. I'm going to try not to damage that little sprout there. So I'm going to cut right next to it. So this is when this may be really handy because I can go like that. So, okay. And all I need is a little, one little sprout on an eye, they call it. So now I cut that one, and there is that eye that's already sprouting. That gives me 1. Then I'm going to look, and this one has an eye coming out right there. So all I need is that there. And this one is a little weak, so I have to be careful because the connection is a little weak, but it's growing. So now I have this one that has that small eye right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. So I got 2. I'm not gonna count that, but I may keep these 2 clumps. I'm gonna get rid of this extra appendage here. And then I'm gonna cut the mother tuber off. I don't need that. Anything that could potentially get the tubers, you know, if it's like not doing good, I don't want to have it. This is kind of wrinkly, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one off. And that way the energy will go to this one, and let's see if we end up getting an eye on this thing. So that's 3 of them that I got out of this little clump. So this one that says most beautiful, and I have no idea what the name is. Now I have 3 of them, which is great. This is a short, so I need shorts because I really want to have them on my border and potentially some pots. So this is full of eyes. There's an eye there, there, there. Look at that sprout already. Yeah, this is a really healthy one. So let's see where we cut it. So I know that this here doesn't have an eye, but I think potentially there's one that's gonna be coming out. I'm trying to see. Sometimes you gotta look because I still have some soil there. See, I think there's an eye coming out right in there, that little white dot. So I'm gonna try to cut this one out. I'm gonna use my small and start cutting little by little. And I'm just trying to keep a little bit of that crown and neck. There it is. And let's see. I don't see any eye, but it still has the neck and the crown, so I'm gonna leave it because that's probably a good one. Okay, there's a sprout here, another one there, so the eyes, there's 2 of them. So I'm gonna go right in between. Use this one. Because then one is for one tuber and the other one is for the other tuber. So as I'm doing this, I'm looking, make sure that there's no disease or virus. You see anything suspect? Oh yeah, so there it is. I could leave this whole clump together. That broke, but that's okay. It'll come back again. So I'm just gonna remove it. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get more tubers. Let's see. I'm gonna get this one here, neck, the crown, and here is a growth right there. See the eye, the sprouting? I'm gonna cut this right here. And that's all I need. I need the neck and a piece of the crown, and there's my sprout. So that gives me 2. 3, do I want to cut this further? Because I could have this with this one here, and I can have that with this one here. Let's see. So this is a short one. I think I am gonna cut it, see what happens, because I want more tubers. Let's see. I'm gonna keep these together. That gives me 3 plants. So I'm trying to see. There's an eye here. There's another one here. So I'm gonna go around that one that's in between the tuber, because all I need is a little piece of the crown. And if that eye falls, that's okay. It'll come back again, it's already there. Okay. So it's like a jigsaw puzzle that you have to like get 3 pieces of tuber, the crown, and the neck, part of the neck. So there is one that has all 3 pieces, and it doesn't matter the shape. It can be perfect shape like this, it can be round like this, it can be skinny. So these I think I'm gonna keep them together. I could divide them, but I think I'm gonna keep them together because that already gives me 5. So I have 5 short dahlias. I think that's perfect for me. This is one situation where the tuber is really large. I bought a potted, already grown cafe au lait last year, but I know there's multiple ones here. So I'm gonna go and try to see if I can pry these apart. I'm being really careful. Whoop. Oh, they're pretty in there, so here's one. It has an eye right there. And I cut whatever I don't think is any good in here. So these that are super dry, I'm gonna go ahead and remove. Let me see if I can pry these apart. These are really together. Let's see if I can pry it apart. I'm trying to pry it apart, and this has the neck, the crown, the neck. Each one has its neck right here and the tuber, and I think it'll give me another one. So let's see. I think it's this clump down here that's holding it together. It is like one big clump of a tuber, really strange. So I'm gonna remove it because I want to get my multiple tubers out. So I'm just cutting through. Now I can see. Let's see if they pry apart now. See, I'm slowly trying to see if I can jiggle it apart. There you go, and you can get 2 big clumps. So sometimes you have to play with them. Here's one that broke, but I would keep it. It's a nice size, and it probably will get an eye here. It's a little piece of the crown, but it has a cut here, so I have plenty with the others. And then I'm going to cut, see how this is broken. It's too thin. Now I'm gonna go through and just clean it because I don't want the energy to go into trying to just save anything that doesn't do any good. So it has an eye already there. So that's another one. And then this one, I could probably get 2 more, but I don't really need that many. Do this as 1 clump. You can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll probably not do that, but you can get 5 out of this if you wanted to. But I am not going to do it. I just don't need that many. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the cafe au lait. And this was a beautiful one. It bloomed the prettiest of all the ones I have. So I'm glad that I can get plenty of them. That's pretty much it. You're gonna go through each tuber and analyze it. Remember that I have that other video that you can look at and see what happens with every tuber situation that I had. I went through really in depth. So look at that if you have more questions about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and divide all of these, have them ready, and then we'll put them in containers. Okay, so I have all of my dahlias. You can keep going and cut them to have 1 of each if you want, but this is plenty for me in my patch. I also have the new ones. So let's place these on the box and I'll show you the soil that I'm using. These are the containers that I use. It's this plastic. You can use whatever size you like, but I like these larger ones. As long as it's clear, anything works. But I like these and I've used these throughout the year. I just save them for my dahlias. I just place them on the floor and then I place the soil in them and the osmo coat so that they don't need it immediately. But once they sprout, they're gonna need something since it will be probably end of June before I place them outside. Hopefully it'll be earlier this year. So I like to add the osmo coat. I think it really does help. So let's do that together. I'm gonna put at least probably 2-3 inches of soil. And this soil is it's not clumping. See, it's not clumping. So I'm okay with that. You can add water if it's too dry and mix it in here. Just place it down. I'm gonna break all the clumps off. And so this is probably 3 inches. I'm gonna keep breaking all the soil. I don't want any clumps. This is pretty good humidity for this. It's not clumping, but I'm okay. It doesn't have to. It's not like putting your seedlings to me. So if you want to wet it a little more, I'll wet it so you see how much you would wet it. So as you can see, the container has no holes, so you do have to be careful not to over wet the soil that you use before or during the time that they're growing. So this soil is nice and damp. You can put a little more water. It's not clumping, see? You can put a little more water and that would be fine. Don't wet it so much because there's no drainage here. It's not like you're putting it in a pot and the water will drain away. If you put a little bit of water, that's fine. That's probably as much as I would put in. And then mix it really well. There you go. And so it's holding very little. See how it's not clumping fully? It's holding, but it's not, the whole thing is not holding. That's good enough for me because there's no hole in this tub, so I don't want it to be too wet. And because the walls are tall, the humidity will stay here, which is great. So all I'm gonna do is take my dahlia and I'm gonna put new labels on this, but these are the short. So this container will have the short. I try to divide them in more or less height. You don't have to bury them. You can even just put them on top. I don't bury the whole thing because it doesn't have holes again. I don't want to bury them and have them raw, but also I want to keep the depth of this to be for the roots. So I found that I don't have to bury them much. This is another short one. So I'm gonna place it like this. I don't have to bury the whole thing. That way I like it because I can keep an eye on the tuber and the condition. I don't have to worry. I'm gonna put other labels on this later. Let's see if there are any more short ones. So here's another short one. So you can see how I'm putting it under, but I am not burying the whole thing. I'm putting this one under the soil, but I can still see the tuber. And this single one, I'm laying it on the side. I'm not putting it this way. I'm gonna lay it on the side because the eye will come out of this end and go vertical. So it doesn't have an eye right now that's visible. So it doesn't matter which way. If you see, oh, there's maybe an eye right there. So if you see the eye, place it with that eye facing up. These are all short unknown. There's no eye on that one. I'll place it that way. And So just keep placing them down. There's an eye right here, so I want to place it like that. Okay, I think that's all the short ones I have. So you can take the Osmo goat and put it around after or before, it doesn't matter. I just place it so that it will get it. Or you can, whoa! Don't throw that many in. You don't want that much in. Or you can place it in and then mix it and then put the dahlia in. I'm gonna put some over here because I put way too much in here. So I'm gonna mix it really well. Okay. Osmo goat is not great for placing on your garden beds. I've done it before, but I'm gonna try to do something that's more slow release also on my bed, but more organic than this chemical. But this is great for dahlias. They just love it. I like to test with my hand to see if the soil is moist, but go in with your hand and really test under the surface. Just because the surface is super dry, it does not mean that it needs water. Remember, no holes on this container. So make sure that you dig your hand in there and just know that this is like a potato. So if you water it too much, it will rot. If you put too much heat, like a heater right next to it that's too close, it will cook. So make sure the temperature is around 65, 75 degrees and not too hot, and it will do fine. This is one of the new ones, the Labyrinth two-tone. Place it here because it's 4 to 5 feet tall. So I'm gonna place it right there. The best chance I ever took was to grow this flower. I was so curious and it turned out to be the best thing I ever did. Taking a chance is what makes gardening so special. These flowers may seem super delicate, but I promise you they're so resilient. They're totally eager to thrive and flower for you. Whether you're growing flowers, growing food, or creating cozy spaces, continue to nurture your mind, body, and soul.